Good morning. Well, not good morning. Good evening. Okay. You guys are wondering why I dropped so many videos and streams today? Well, because, we're trying to get things straight when it comes to your gaming and stuff like that. But I would like to say welcome back once again and welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, subscribe and put a like on the live stream. Let me check and make sure that we're 100% on the live stream. And I'm going to tell everybody I'm live. I'm live. So I tell everybody that so that way they know. Live stream. Oh, yep. My monitoring device is monitoring. Hello, John Paul. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're just trying to get everybody in. I'm going to give everybody a little time. So that way, make sure y'all got your drink and snacks, by the way. Hell, I know I got mine. Yes, this is my second live stream today. Trying to sort some things out with a couple subscribers. But y'all can come along and join us on the fun. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be switching screens like so. This is First Descendant. Now, I don't know if it looks poopy to you guys or what it looks like to you. You can let me know if it does or doesn't. So, just let me know. There we go. So, if I hit ESC for the menu, we're going to go to the options screen. I'm going to show you guys what I got cooking here. I got this set at 1600 by 900, 16 by 9. Hello, machine. Welcome back once again. So, this is the display settings. I got everything set up on the display setting. HDR display, brightness and contrast, that's screen calibration, and field of view is at 90%, and sharpness is at 5. I got it set in window mode. You need to get through the tutorial. Well, I'm doing the tutorial, bro. So, now, that's just display settings. Now let's go into the graphics. So that way you know. I'm set on cinematic ray tracing. Cinematic ray tracing. Custom graphics. Let's see. Yep. Custom settings. I'm using the NVIDIA DLSS. But I'm using DLAA to start off with. I have frame generation on, ray reconstruction on. I have ultra set on everything but anti-analyzing. I always turn that to low because that eats up quite a bit of your VRAM. So, anti-analyzing I turn to low because it eats up your VRAM. So, motion blur, I turn it off. It's like a plague. Everything else is set to ultra. Max frame rates unlimited. and we don't need FSR. Well, if you're running FSR, then you can turn on FSR and frame generation. Okay, but since I'm on an NVIDIA graphics card, I'm using DLSS, ray reconstruction again, but I'm running DLAA first to show you the difference. Now ray tracing's at cinematic. So let's go and hit the back button, and this is what it looks like. Good evening, pseudoscientists. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see y'all. Okay, so we're looking around, and as you can see, tell me this looks like poo-poo. Tell me what I just did right here looks like poo-poo. I want you guys to give your honest opinion. Looking at it right here, I mean, to me, I don't know. He looks alright to me. So, maybe someone can give me an answer to this. Okay, we're going to try. We'll stop right here. We'll try. When did the option of converting a low resolution image to a higher resolution image become a better option than taking a higher resolution image and downscaling it to a lower resolution image that would have a better overall result? Would it be easier on the hardware? Okay, well, I know that you're sometimes it depends on the GPU. Sometimes it depends on your monitor. It depends on your hardware. Okay? Now, I'm running at 1080p, yes. But, yes, I can upscale mine to 1440p because of dynamic screen resolution that you can use, and you can set it in your control panel on your desktop for your graphics card. So if you want to upscale it, you can. But I know everybody takes and wants to do 1440p, downscale it to 1080p, or 4K, downscale it to 1440p. Gives a better pixel resolution. But you can make it look just as good. Here. Machine. That's what it sits at. Okay, if I wanted more FPS, I can definitely make it have more FPS, but my FPS is sitting in real time at between 100 and 105. Moving around. Dropped to 99 right there. So, you think so? You think that's solid or what? Come on, man. Talk to me. That's what I was telling you. That demo, that Far Cry 6 demo, looked like crap. And this is what I'm trying to show you, that demo is missing. So, it's missing a lot of things. Oh, do some combat? Oh, come on. Don't put me into a spot. You guys know I suck at combat. We'll see. You know I'm going to have to take that out of my face. So, one day I'll make it smaller. Oop, did that go the wrong way? Guess what? I'm lost. I'm lost. Where you at, bunny? Oh, jeez. Combat. Okay, I'll turn on the... I'll take a couple of hits. I'll take a couple of hits. I gotta run up on the dude. Okay. So what do you think? I mean, what do you think? Any smaller and I wouldn't be able to read it. Yeah, I know. I try to make it, to where you guys can read it. I'm trying to be sensible about it. Let's see. Maybe I can turn on and I can hear what's going on. I'm going to put a little sound to it this time. Where you at, bunny? That's trying to. I'm going to take that out of my face. Yeah, I know you're glad I'm safe. Yeah.
No need to brag.
Durr.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, we're going. Put my foot in it. Don't get me started. I don't know, you guys tell me.
What is all this?
You guys tell me. Bro, I don't even know how to change my underwear. No, I'm just kidding.
There's no way through.
I haven't really played this game just yet. So, you guys are seeing me on action, first time for everything. I'm learning. I'll learn how to change the weapons. Well, let's see. Let's turn that on.
It's the Ironheart.
No.
Cover me.
Well, that changed. Let's see what the hell happened.
So this is the Ironheart.
Wow.
You can close the dimensional wall with this, right? And when we have all three of them.
Oh, the wheel on my mouse? Okay.
Focus? How awesome is
Well, it
that?
looks like it's looked like it's in an intermission. Because now I can't even touch the mouse.
It feels like the Ironheart is somehow calling to me. Wait, what the hell?
Wouldn't a downscaled image allow your hardware to run smoother with a higher? Yeah, it would. Believe it or not, it would. But that was intermission, so let's see what it is right here. So, I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks bad. And as far as my scroll mouse is not even working for this. But there. Um, yes, I know jump is jump. Now you think I'm stupid. Well, where did he? Oh, the grappling. Okay. Wow. Should get higher average and better point .1 and .01, I would think. Yeah, well, there's something. Believe it or not, I think there's something with MSI Afterburner. I think there's something wrong with the 1% and the 0.1% lows. I think there's something wrong. Because it's been acting wonky a little bit here and there, but. Okay, so. You guys need to help me out on this. I don't need to fall this week. Come on, get up there. Wow. Trying to figure this out. Wow. Yeah. I'm getting the hang of it now. I'm getting the hang of it now. Yeah, and I agree with you on the Unreal Engine. But this is not by Ubisoft neither. So. Wow. What happened to Bunny? That's the question. I think I lost Bunny somewhere. Thanks. I haven't been this far yet. I don't know. I'm having fun. I don't know. Y'all having fun? See, when it goes into those intermission things, it kind of balances. FPS seems to go a little bit wacky, but believe it or not, it's playable.
I am your guide. I was created to guide.
Yeah, but the thing is even at the FPS it's at, it's running fine. I mean, I can't complain about it.
We
Oh, okay.
The hell? What just happened? Who was that?
Honey, did you see the guide too?
Yeah, I saw it. It took me to a weird place. Hold on. It's the Vulgus. They found their way here.
Oh, here we go. Thanks, you guys didn't tell me I got a bunch of criminals coming after me.
I seriously have no idea what's going on. Target secured. I'm moving out. You need to stay alive. We have a lot to talk about.
Get some. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get some. Come on, get some of this. Yeah. You ever watch the movie Aliens? Come and get some. Yeah. Alright, let's see what we got here. Not too bad. Not too bad. Intermission time there, gentlemen. I'm going to take a little bit of an intermission, read what you guys been writing, so that way I can see what's going on. Okay, so let me read back a little bit. Wouldn't a downscaled image allow your hardware to run smoothly? Yeah, it would, because it makes the pixels tighter. John Paul, I'm reading on yours. Machine, I read yours. If I could choose between an upscaled image, let's say 95 average, 87.1% and 82.01 versus an image to say 105 average, 0.1%, 102, and 0.01% at 100, would you pick the upscale? Depends. Truthfully, it really depends. It depends on if you want to go upscaling with like frame generation or you want to run native rasterization and you don't want to run ray tracing. That's the thing. You have to choose what you want to have as your visualization. When you first start your game, you visually set up your display to the way you want it to look. And that's what I was doing in the beginning before I started the game. Was I was visualizing and setting up how I wanted the game to look. So when I play the game, I could either lose FPS and gain texture count, or I can lose texture count and gain FPS. So there's a balance in between the middle. That's where you got to find it. You got to find the balance in between the middle, between your textures, having high textures, or having high FPS. So I found the balance in between the two, said, okay, well, I can deal with 100 FPS. Between 60 and 100 FPS, I can deal with it all day long. And I'm running full ray tracing with NVIDIA frame generation on DLAA. I'm running on a different platform, and I'll show you guys. Okay, so I hit the ESC button, go to my options. See right here, DLSS, it's on. But I am running DLAA right here. I can change it, and I can go to Ultra Performance, and you can see the difference. Oh. There. So I can go to Ultra Performance, hit the ESC, and then hit F10, shake it up a little bit. Now look at my FPS. Did anything really change? Did anything really change? Not really. So, nothing really changed. So, when you look at it, you guys can tell me because you can see what I see. You know. I mean, if you want, it depends on how you want to make it look. I mean, to me, it looks fine. And do remember, this is 1080p. This is not 1440p. So you got to give it a little bit of a count to being at its setting. You know, if you ran yours at 1080p, you would see the same thing I see. Okay? Depending on if you have the same kind of monitor. That would be the difference. But most can't afford a card of that level capability. Well, at $550 is your basic mid-range GPUs. Between $550 and $600, and I've always told everybody that's the max I'll ever go on a graphics card is $600. But with the 5070 coming out, that's going to be $550. So if you save up your money, let me pull you guys back a little bit. Let me pull you back to the main screen. Uh-oh. Hold on. I did a boo-boo. I forgot to turn it off. Okay. Here's the deal. When you want to play like high performance games, you have to make a decision. Save up your money, get a mid-range GPU, or spend a little bit of money and get a low end GPU. When you spend a little bit of money and you get a low end GPU, you pay for what you get for performance. So, I when I got mine on a good deal. I worked mine out. So it didn't cost me everything of $600. I was able to wheel and deal to get mine all the way down to $100. So, yeah. You can get a great deal. Yeah. DLSS, yeah, I can agree. DLSS is better than FSR. I mean, hands down. And with that new 50 series coming out in multi-frame generation, it's going to be hands down. Why play at 1080p when it's not the best option of quality now? Okay, well, I play at 1080p because basically I took a sacrifice. Either, for right now, have a 1080p monitor that cost me $100. At the time I bought it was over 2.5 years ago. I bought both of my monitors each for $100 a piece 2.5 years ago. So I've been using them ever since. And that was back then. And back then, I only had, back about maybe 2.5 years ago, I only had the 5600G, no graphics card. So I used that for a whole year. And then I upgraded to my system now that I've been running on. So, but yeah, I just left the monitors in because I didn't feel the need to switch my monitors for what? They still work. I still get great gameplay, and I still get great textures off of my monitors. I don't have an issue. So why would I switch? It just, right now, I don't need to. So, if it ain't, the old saying is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke. So, it ain't broke, I ain't gonna fix it. Yeah, I know later on, I mean, if I want to upscale my 1080p monitors, I can upscale them to 1440p. I have that option with the graphics card using DSR. I mean, I have that option. So, I can decide to do that, or I can stick with what I got. So, I play around with it and I work with it. So, there's no sense of me needing to get even though that now that 1440p monitors you can get for 120, 130 bucks, but what if you don't have that kind of money? Right now, the way things are sitting, what if you don't have that 120, 130 bucks? But when I bought my system back not too long ago, well, back a while ago, then I had the money. But now, I don't have the money to upgrade my monitors. So, I'm not going to worry about it until one day I get 2 new monitors. But that's if these get ready to break on me. But they haven't broke on me, so why fix it? They work fine for what my deal is. I know some people get their own deal to where they want it their specific way. Hey, that's respected. This is the way I do it. One, because of my eyeballs. I can't take a lot of reflective light for certain reasons. So these monitors are dimmed down to where I don't have that reflectiveness. That's the reason why I haven't got a 1440p monitor. The sharpness in the 1440p monitor will screw with my eyes, and I can't use that with these. So that's another thing. Why play at 1080p? Jay's eyes are not so good. He really can't tell the difference. Yeah, you're right. I can't tell the difference there, machine. I can't tell at all. That's how bad my eyes are right now. I can't tell the difference between 1440p or 1080p. That's a good thing. That means I'm saving money. So, I finally was able to get a higher end card with a lot of saving and some presents. Hey, congratulations. I swear to God, congratulations for you to get your new card. I have a 7900 XTX now. So for me, NVIDIA would need to make a similar level power card. Equal to the 7900 XTX. I got your point. But I hate to tell you this, and this is going to blow your mind. When the benchmarks come out for the 50 series, the 7900 XTX, just to say, is not going to have a chance. With the new architecture that's coming out on the 50 series, everybody's talking about it. I don't know. We'll see when the benchmarks come out. And I might get lucky and get a card myself. So, maybe I'll get one myself. We'll see. Till then, I gotta wait. About say $600 to $700. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad for a 7900 XTX. It's got 24 gigabytes of VRAM. Can't complain about that. It's high end on rasterization, does ray tracing. You can't complain about that. It has 2 encoders for video rendering and for live streaming. Can't beat that. So yeah. But I hate to tell you, FSR 4 is not going to work with the 7000 series. It's not going to work with the 6000 series. They already had notation out there that it's not going to work only for the 9000 series. For the 9070 and the 9070 XT. But now with NVIDIA, I'm not an NVIDIA fanboy. I'm a fanboy of the hardware. Period. Not the company, just the hardware. So, but with the new DLSS 4 that's going to be coming out soon, it's going to give me a 2x advantage on the 4070. So that means I'm going to have a higher advantage with the 4070 now. It's going to give me a little bit more. So I'm happy to say about getting a little bit more is great. So that means my card's going to last me a lot longer. So I'm just trying to understand why that we are being forced to get the so-called best when it's not really needed. Okay, well, you're right. It's not really needed. And I didn't get the best when I bought my graphics card. I got a mid-range. But when I bought the mid-range, I bought the high-end VRAM that came along with it. The card has 2 functions. It has its GPU function and it has its memory function. The memory function was faster on the 4070, I felt, than it was the 4060 Ti. So I got the 4070 when it came out. 21 gigabits per second on the memory with 5,888 CUDA cores. I was happy. And it still runs like a beast to me. But no one forced me to get this card. I made my decision a month after it came out. And I bought it a month after it came out. And I put it behind, believe it or not, I started it off with being behind a B450 motherboard with the 5600G. Older, little bit older, little bit slower, but it still ran. I wasn't complaining. It still did great for me. And then I upgraded to the 5700X and got me a B550 motherboard, a Strix motherboard. Back then, in the AM4 realm, when everybody was praising AM4, this was one of the motherboards that they would call high-end on the AM4 platform. So that's what I went for. And it was a decent price at the time. So that's the reason why I built my system the way I did, was it's to everybody it would look like it's low end, but actually back then when the parts were plentiful and the platform was AM4, this would be considered high end, but for the low end prices. You see how that works? Anytime you move up in platforms, when the platform jumps to the you're like maybe 1 or 2 platforms behind, you can always get the high end of that certain platform and it runs just as good. What people don't understand. One day people will understand that. One day they'll understand how you can work the platforms, jumping from platform to platform. Okay? The prices on the high end of certain platforms are actually at low end prices. So, all my system cost me less than $1,200. My whole system from A to Z, $1,200. And I get this level of performance, I'm not crying about it. Trust me. I'm well happy with it. So, well, I will wait and see the real performance and not just the implied performance. Well, what I'm doing here when I'm playing this game, this isn't so-called implied. This is real time. You can't trick anybody when you play the game in real time. That's the reason why I'm on a live stream, is because it's real time. That means anything I do on the game, you see it within that split second that I'm playing it. So that's how it works. With AMD deciding to name their hardware like NVIDIA hardware, it's a little confusing to me. Okay, well, let me break that confusion for you. Just let me give you this moment. It doesn't matter what it's named. Does not matter whose name's on it. It doesn't matter anything. Only thing that matters is how it performs. The hardware itself. I don't care what name is on it. I don't even care I got a 4070. It's just the hardware I'm dealing with. I'm not dealing with the name. I'm not playing the game with the name. I'm playing it with the hardware. So, the naming scheme doesn't mean crap. We all know this. This has been going on for ever since I first started in the 80s. The naming scheme's always been crap. Simple. Till now, and until back then, nothing's changed. Not even the x86 from when it first started out to now hasn't changed. It changed from 8-bit to 16-bit to 32-bit to 64-bit. I've seen all the changes there in x86. So, and I went through every one of those changes. I'm waiting for the 128-bit. That's what I'm waiting for. So, with AMD, congratulations for being able to get better hardware. Bro, I didn't get better hardware. That's the thing. I didn't get better hardware. Okay? I'm like 2 platforms behind where the world is right now. But I got high end. So it made a difference. It pushes, when you get high end hardware and you get the greatness of that high end, it pushes you up to a different level. Especially if it's cheap. That's what people's got to understand. I mean, I think differently than everybody else. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think differently than everybody else. That's the reason why I can take and push FPS like no other out of my GPU. I can play games with no problem, is because this is how I work my system. I got an undervolted processor, CPU, undervolted. I have overclocked RAM. My RAM's at 3200 megahertz. But guess what? It's clocked to 3400 megahertz. CL16. Reason why I did that, because if you get 3600 megahertz, it's CL18. But when I'm up to 3400 megahertz, I'm at CL16. Less latency. I cut my latency way down. I mean, it's sick. So, My last AM3 was nearly the best any AM3 could ever been. Hey, I agree with you. 4070 is better. The graphics for the AMD CPU. Yeah, I agree. AMD CPU, yeah. With the integrated graphics, like the AMD chips. Well, yeah. I first started my channel on the 5600G. I was playing games, content creating, and doing everything A to Z on it. So, but I wanted more. So you get it stuck into that I want more kind of thing. When you start to get stuck in that I want more, then what happens? You're gonna want to pay for more. But when you break the realization and say to yourself, I don't want more. I just want it to work better. That's what I did with my system. I wanted more, but I wanted it to work better. So I built a system that's going to give me more, but it's going to work better at the same time. So now I'm stuck with the system that I got to deal with for 5 years. I got about maybe 3.5 years left on this system before I get my next system. See what I'm doing? This is for content creating, my gaming. This is my personal end. Okay? Now, if I wanted just one for gaming completely, then I can build a system, put it right over here, and build a system high end for gaming. But why do I need it? I don't need it because I have a multi-purpose system as it is. People got to realize that when you build your system, you build it multi-purpose. Don't buy, you can go buy an X3D chip. Do I use one? No. I use an X chip. The non-X chips I don't like. Sorry, I can't use the non-X chips. But the X chips are the ones I use is because I found a little secret to them. So, and the little secret is this. You can take an undervolt and overclock at the same time on AMD. Intel, you're not so lucky. Intel, you're not so lucky. That's the reason why I don't use Intel. So, the way I look at it, since I'm able to do a push and pull on my CPU and it runs smooth, I'm not hesitating on this game. Look, my game's running right now, and I'm talking to you guys on OBS live. And also, too, my temperature stays right there between 50 and, well, let's say about 55 and about 70 degrees all day long. I can't beat it. So, but I'm just making you guys realize that you can take older hardware, not old hardware, one generation behind hardware that they lowered the price. You can take, I can put a 5950X in here. Do I really want to do that? Well, think about it like this. If I want to put a 5950X, an AM4 CPU in here, that would give me 16 core, 32 threads. I can game with that. I can get better performance with that because that is the last processor of the high end. That's a high-end processor. But it's also at about $375 too. But that's not bad for 16 core, 32 thread. that has more cache on it. So I can go that route if I want to go that route. You know, and I can go high end. Or if I want to spend a little less money, I can get myself what? A 5900X? Or the 5900X, was it XT or something like that? Or a 5800 XT? If I want to go that route. So, you got many choices. When you got over 140 plus CPUs on one single platform, AM5 does not have that many processors. AM4 does. Why do you think people still stay on AM4? Is because the price is good, the performance is good, and you can't complain about it. So with everybody using the 7800X3D or the 9800X3D, okay, you got to spend more to get more. I'm spending less to get more. I spend less to get more performance. Simple. AMD makes a great processor. I'm not going to give up on it. I tried Intel. I can't work with Intel. Because now the confusing naming scheme when it comes to CPUs is Intel. That's a confusing naming scheme. So, that's just me. AM5 will get that way. It took a while for AM4 to get there. Yeah, but they're still making processors for AM4. I just don't like to hear other people say, well, AM4 is dead. Well, if it's dead, then why is AMD still making CPUs for that platform? If it's dead. Why'd they make the X3D chips? Which I got the 5600X3D. It's not a bad processor. But I gave it to somebody for Christmas. I got the 5700X. I'm happy with that. I mean, if I want 5% more performance, I can go to the 5800X. If I want 15% more performance, I can go to a 5900X. If I want 23% more performance, I can go to 5950X. You can see, but you don't need that much performance because your graphics card's already given it to you. It's a balancing game. You're balancing your CPU with your GPU. If you can't balance the two, your GPU is going to run like crapola and your CPU is going to run like crap. Either way you look at it. So I spent almost 6 months balancing my CPU to my GPU, balancing my RAM, system RAM, to my CPU, and balancing the power between all the main ones, including my SSD. Balancing everything out. I individually, in the BIOS, balanced everything out. So, I'm happy with it. I haven't ever said AM4 is these. Probably stayed with the dead end AM3 Plus for a lot longer than others say I should have. Well, yeah, I mean, it's what people have to now, I want you to really think about this. I want you to really think about this. It's not the matter of what other people want. Guys, you're gamers. You know this. It's not the matter of what anybody wants outside of your world. You're the one playing the games. You're the one that's making the decision on your graphics, the sounds, the structure, the speed, everything. You make that decision. You have that control to make your game run the way you want it to run. All I do is I give you an idea. I inspire an idea. That's all I'm doing. A low budget, high end idea. And I've always run low budget PCs, but I've always made them into high end. It's not hard. You don't need to spend an arm and a leg to get high end. And I proved one of my friends wrong about that. He says, well, you know what? You need to spend $2,500. And this is a friend of mine, a really good guy. He said, I really need to spend $2,500 to get a mid-grade PC. I said, you know what? No, I don't. I said, you're wrong. I said, I bet you I can spend less than $1,300 for a PC and make it run the way I want. And you know, he bet me $500 about that. Guess what? I won. He wasn't happy giving me that $500, but he understood the fact of what you can do in the PC world when you put your mind to things. So, a bet is a bet. I won. Alright, back to this little goofy game, guys. And then we'll have a couple more minutes on the game. There we go. Yeah, buddy. I don't know. I think it looks better this way, guys. I really do. I think it looks better this way. It doesn't look as grainy. So I think I'm going to run with this. And looking at the FPS, yep, I'm happy with it. So, maybe not. Maybe not. Let me try that again. I might not be happy with that. I don't know. It seems natural to me. I hope I haven't been a bother. No, sir. You have not. You have not bothered me at all. Look, I'm going to tell you this. I am here for everybody. When I go live, and I'm going to make you understand this, I am here for every one of my subscribers, my viewers. If you come on and you're viewing my video and I'm live and you want to talk with me, you're not bothering me at all. That's my job. That's what I do. I answer questions. I help who needs help. That's the whole purpose of my channel, is to help everybody I can. You know, when it come in the 80s, when PCs started to come out, guess what? I had no help. I had to learn and earn my way to build PCs, to understand how they work and everything else. I had to earn that. That's what a technician told me. He says, if I have to earn my way, you have to earn your way. And that's the way it is. So, I did. I earned my way. I earned my way to success. And it is what it is. So don't feel that you're bothering me or anything else. That's not how I roll.
The Vulgus attacked.
Where's that coming
I forgot how to pick shit up. Now I gotta remember how to pick stuff up. Oh, that's a new one. Oh, machine, how do I pick things? Oh, 8, it's full. Damn. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we all, there's time in life we all learn to do things. We all do things the hard way. And the best way to learn, in my opinion, is you learn the hard way. Okay? Because you learn the hard way, they always say you learn the hard way, you learn the right way. So that's the only way you can learn, is the right way. That's just my opinion. I'm still trying to think, yeah. I'm still trying to think which way to go. Well, let's see. No stairs. Would like to say a very big thank you for the great stream and interaction. You're welcome there, Paul. John Paul. You're welcome. Anytime, my friend, anytime. I try to do and pay attention to everybody, and I give everybody the respect that they give me. Now, I've learned that for years. If you give respect, you'll get a little bit of respect. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I give respect as I'm given. So, let's see. Control to roll. Control to roll. Okay, well, we'll hit the pause button here. So. No, I mean, understand this. I give everybody the respect they give me. When they give me negative respect, I give them negative respect. They give me positive, I give them positive. I try to be as fair as I can, and no matter what, I always try to pay attention to everybody in the chat room. If you get on my Discord and you got linked to my Discord, you understand that I talk to whoever talks to me in Discord. We have a Discord channel. If you want to become a part of the Discord channel, we can hook you up there. So, I have and always followed one rule for my life, and that is the golden rule. Yeah, well, everybody's got their rules. I mean, it's just, that's a part of life. Everybody has a path. Everybody has a way. Everybody has a direction. Not everybody follows that same direction. So that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us separate from each other, because we carry our own path. We carry our own direction the way we want to carry it. We carry our life the way we want to carry it. I've carried my life the way I did for over 50 plus years. So I'm a half a century old. Some people are older than I am, but, I made it halfway point. I might have another 10, 20 years left in me before it's my turn to go in a pine box. So I'm making the best of it. I'm having fun with everybody here. That's the purpose, I'm having fun as I'm getting older. So that's the way I roll with it. Some people don't want to roll that way. Some people do roll that way. I just do what I can. I have, and I'm going to put it down to you, I have a lot of health problems. But you know what? my resolve is not to bring it here. That's why I do what I do. And I help out anybody that asks for help. You know, how many reviewers, I'm going to ask you all this question. How many reviewers have you went to their channel and the actual reviewer actually talked to you and actually worked with you? Tell me who. And that's a problem I have, is because when I went to different channels, one, they got, anytime you asked a reviewer a question, guess what? They got their chat behind a paywall. So if you want to talk to them, you got to pay to talk to them. Do I make you guys pay me to talk to me? Do I pay you to talk to me? No. Why would I do that? That's the reason why I made that decision. If somebody wants to speak their mind in the chat, I don't want you guys to have to pay for it. That's ridiculous. Anytime I go, and now what I've seen some reviewers are doing, they're now saying, okay, well, if you're not joining the membership and paying for the membership, you're not going to be able to watch my certain videos. Do I do that with my videos? Hell no. Every video that I put out, you guys watch. I don't hide none of my videos. I put them out direct in front. Every video I make, I put it right in front for everybody to watch for free. You think YouTube pays me right now? Hell no. Do you think I got sponsorship here? No, no one pays me. This is my own money, my own time that I put into this channel. And all I asked is my subscribers to watch my videos, help me get to 4,000 watch hours. The only thing that costs them is time. You know, I asked everybody, you know, subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. And I know that sounds bad because everybody's like, well, why would I help you when there's many channels out there to help? Well, the thing is this, I've been doing this for almost 2 years, maybe a little more than 2 years. I earn my subscribers. I earn their trust. I'm not begging and pleading with people. I earn my way. And I'm doing it the hard way. There is a better way to do it, but I'm doing it the way I like to do it. And I'm earning my way the hard way. So, I just had my 53rd on December 29th. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday to you. How about that? It's been a roller coaster. I have had a nice interaction with Robitech. Yeah. I don't have interactions with any one of them because it's an embarrassment for them to have the subscribers pay for you to make a comment. I'm sorry, that's insulting. I don't like that. If you're that hurting for money, then you should have never had the channel in the first place. That's why I decided that if any subscriber wants to donate to the channel, okay, this is how I work it. I set up a Patreon, so if anybody wants to join my Patreon, they can. If they don't, they don't. They don't have to pay anything. That's their decision if they want to do that. That's not a decision I'm making for anybody. I I say, if you want to join my Patreon, I have a Patreon. You can join there. It's only $5 a month. You see, I only have one tier. It's $5 a month. End of story. That's it. Here on YouTube, no cost. Videos are free. Just watch them. Subscribe. Put likes on them. Positive likes. That's it. I'm simple. I'm not hard to get along with. Very simple. So, I made this channel as simple as I can. I help out everybody that comes into the live feed that has computer problems or whatever. Do you see me charging them? No. Some reviewers charge these people, and that's the reason why they come to me. Is because they get pushed around and don't get a definite answer about anything. Okay, here's an example for you. Like NVIDIA just posted out, okay, they said $550 for the RTX 5070. But he made the comment of that the 5070 is supposed to run just as fast, even faster, than the 4090. We all know that's BS. We all know that's never going to happen. We know you can't punch hardware punch hardware up to that level without some kind of cost. So, and at $550, I'm sure he didn't push it up that hard. The most I can see him pushing it up to is a 4070 Ti. With the 5070, a 4070 Ti. That's as far as I would consider him going to go with that one. Now the 5070 that they put out for $750, that'll push up to 4080 speeds. Now the 4070 Ti Super will sit in between the 4080 and 4090. And the 4080 will push up to 4090 speeds. We know those. And the 4090, or the 4090 itself and the 5090, 5090 is above and beyond the 4090. It's twice, right now I can consider it twice the speed because I seen they snuck a benchmark and I kind of caught eye of it, and seeing the benchmark, the 5090 is running twice as fast as the 4090. For $2,000, you get twice the price. Well, twice the price, twice the GPU. Well, actually, no. 1.5 the price, twice the value. So, $2,000 with it running twice as fast as a 4090. And the 4090 right now, and everybody can keep crying about it, it's $2,700. So, getting a $2,000 5090 is a $700 discount. It is what it is. So, facts and fiction. You got to look at the facts. Everybody's giving you fiction. I've already priced out the 4090. And now the 5090 comes out at $2,000 and everybody's crying about it. Well, they weren't crying about all this time about the 4090 being $2,700 and you plug it in the wrong way and it turns out to be a matchstick. So that's $2,700 you just pissed in the toilet. Come on. And the 5090, they changed the position of the connectors. They veered it off to the side on the 5090. So now it's not going to touch the glass. They finally fixed the position of the connector to where it's not going to touch the glass. It's about time they got a little bit of brains and, stepped off the train. So, but they learned from their mistakes. We know when they changed the position of that connector, they knew they made the mistake of putting it directly in front of that glass. So they know when they made the position of that connector on the 5090 turned, they know they were in the wrong for the 4090. So, but they never tell anybody. They just make everybody believe it's the consumer that was in the wrong, which I knew was BS. That was crap. We all know that when they made the connector, they made it a fusible link, and they tied all the wires to that fusible link and turned it into what? A fusible link. Look in your car. When you use a fuse in your car and you pull too much amperage from that fuse, what happens? It heats up. It gets hot. It burns the plastic and melts it. And then pops the fuse. So that's exactly what they did with the connectors. They screwed up and told everybody it was the customer's fault, because they don't know how to plug them in. And then they tried to clip the pins into half to make sure that the customer was plugging them in correctly. They just missed the whole freaking boat on the whole thing. Everybody made it up to be what it wasn't. And they didn't even put the truth out there. So now, now you can get, 12 volt high power connector. Guess what? They're soldered pin, wire to pin, just like the 8-pin connector. Now they're soldered just like the 8-pin connector? Really? What, they grew up somewhere? If you don't run individual wires to each one of those pins, and when that GPU starts drawing the power, it's going to draw the power to the max of the wire, and if the max of the wire is twice the amount as the power being drawn from the pin, what do you think is going to get hot? It's not the wire. It's the pin. So, now that is a kind of a lesson for y'all about those connectors, those patchable connectors that they got. So, now you understand how that worked. Because somebody asked me the question, I gave the answer. When they pulled too much power from the pins, when that GPU is pulling amperage from the pins, it's not the wire that's going to break, it's the pins that are going to melt. Because the pins are so thin, and not being solid core like they're supposed to be, like the 8-pin connector are solid core. So, again, it's just another nightmare to another nightmare. Just telling you guys what I know and what I've seen, and their conclusion is all wrong. And believe it or not, it was a manufacturer defect. They didn't want to tell you. So now you know. And the reason why I can say it's a manufacturer defect is this. 2 of the pins, 2 of the hot pins, positive connections, pulling twice to 4 times the amount of amperage than the other pins. You got 6 positive pins. If you're not pulling the same amount of amperage off of all 6 pins, why do you think they used the fusible link? It's because it wasn't balanced. They knew it. Come on, guys. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not. Now people had to get refunds on their blowed up 4090 that's pulling power, too much power from a couple of the pins, melting the plastic. That's why. They tried to skirt it. I'm sorry, they tried to skirt it a little bit. So this way, it would look like it's pulling power evenly, but it's not. That one piece of metal that you put over all those positive pins, doesn't matter which pin it is, it's still going to pull more amperage than the others because the density of the metal. Ugh. The density of the metal. They never went by the thickness. When you make a fusible link, you got to go by the thickness. No, they made it about aluminum foil thick. You know, when you put 110 volts on an, you just for an example, and don't try this at home, you take a piece of tin foil, let's say 12 volts. Let's be safe about it. You take the hot on one side, the negative on the other, on a piece of thin sheet of aluminum, what's going to happen? The aluminum's so thin that it's going to heat up and it's going to melt. That's exactly what happened with those connectors. And to this day, they don't admit the truth. This is the reason why I got so upset over it, is because, I listened to what these other guys were saying, but they didn't even believe what they were saying. They couldn't believe what they're saying. They couldn't take their brain and believe it. When you can't believe what you're saying, then you don't know what you're saying. So, I believe in everything that I put out on the internet is to help the consumer, so they don't get trapped in that crappy style, getting crappy hardware, and coming back to me and say, yeah, go ahead and say it. And that I'm going to say it because they're going to tell me, yeah, I went and got crappy hardware, and guess what? Say it. And I'm going to say it. I told you so. So, lesson learned. I've been working with electronics for over 35 years. I can build electronics. I can build power supplies. I can build many of things because I have the technology. The technology is up here. So, everybody can believe what they want to believe, but if they don't believe in what they say, then it's not going to be correct. If they can't believe in their word doesn't mean nothing. You give your word, it means something. So, but anyway, let's roll back to the game, y'all. I'm sorry I had to have that little powwow, but I did have somebody ask me that question about the 12 volt high power that NVIDIA had. Well, you can't blame NVIDIA for that problem. And I'm going to tell you why. You can't blame NVIDIA. They're not the one that made the connector. They're the one that engineered it, but they did not create it. The person that created it was a different company. So NVIDIA should have R&D'd their own connector before they decided to dispense it to other companies. They should have stress tested their connector with something that'll pull the amperage to the max of that connector to see if it melts. They should have done that, but they didn't. Come on, get some. Yeah, that's right. Come and get some. Get some. Get some. Yeah, come and get some. Where you at? Oh, can't go that far. Nope. Okay, now we looky. Let's see. I'm full. Let's see. From what I understand, that the connector type was part of the ATX standard before NVIDIA decided to use it. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Actually, the standard was 8-pin connector. What happened was NVIDIA made a new standard called the 16-pin 12-volt high power, where 4 pins were supposed to be for controller pins, from your PSU to your graphics card. So basically, it can monitor. Your graphics card is going to monitor the negative voltage, not positive voltage, negative voltage going from your PSU to your graphics card. Now, if the connection breaks, then that means what happens is the power from your GPU goes from 600 watts to 450 watts. So they had like a regulator. They used a little power regulator to regulate to make sure your GPU can handle 600 watts. And that's what they were pulling off of the 4090. But finding out that the connectors were melting at 450 watts, that's ridiculous. Because you could have used 3 8-pin connectors, would have handled 600 watts just fine. So, it's just to give you an idea, because this was supposed to be an NVIDIA creation that they had in the works for a couple years. That when they first came out with the 40 series, that's when the connectors came out, and they said, okay, everybody, no, actually, no, no, actually not, because it was on the 3090 and maybe the 3080. I stand corrected. They had it on the 3090 and the 3080, I think. And the 3070 was 8-pin, and so on. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I can admit it. But I think the 3090 Ti, the 3090, the 3080, were the 3 that first got that connector. And then after that, they went to the 40 series, and all the 40 series, but one type, did not get it. The 4070 had the option of the 12-volt high power or the 8-pin connector. I got the one that's the 8-pin connector, believe it or not. So, that's the reason why I like my GPU so much, is because it doesn't have that melting connector. But yeah, if I remember right, the 3090 Ti, 3090, and the 3080 were the first ones to get that 12 volt high power connector. I think it was kind of updated after that, and they went with that. But who knows? So that's just as far as my knowledge goes on that. So you might know the real deal on it. I can't tell you the exact real deal, but I can tell you that's what I know and I've witnessed over my time. So that's basically the best I can do. Didn't I come up here that way? Do I go this way? Actually, let's see. It's telling me to go that way. Huh. It's telling me to go that way. But I'm not going to be able to go that way. Oh boy. Yeah, we are though. Too far away. Shit. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the game here, guys. We're going to have a couple minutes of a powwow, and then I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. So, we'll fix all that, and then we'll hit the ESC menu. Alrighty. So we got a good idea what's going on with the game. You guys got a good idea. I got a good idea. Everybody's got a good idea about the game. So let me move this up. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Personally, I prefer the X6 and X8 connectors to be better. That's what I meant, the 8-pin connectors. Can't beat them. That's the thing. You can't beat them at all. I also prefer to use separate cables than using the pig tie cables. Yep. I do too. You know what happens with those pigtail cables? Usually, if I'm not using them, I'll just take and hide them, which I don't use them at all. Or basically get a power supply that doesn't have has two or three sets of cables, some with the pigtails and some without. I'd rather have them without, so you go and order a couple more of them without the pigtails, and then you use them in your system. Then it makes it look nice and it doesn't make it look crappy. So, but remember, when you're taking and getting those pigtail connectors, or getting those non-modular connectors, you have to make sure it's compatible with your power supply. Do not go out there and just buy any connector or any extension cables until you make sure it is wired for your power supply. Biggest mistake everybody makes. And they turn around and say, "Oh my God, guess what happened?" And I'm like, "What?" "My motherboard burned up." And I'm going to say, "Let me guess. You bought those extension cables that weren't designed for your power supply." They're like, "Yep." Simple deduction. I've seen this happen too many times. Some power supplies were wired differently on those extension cables that you put, and some of them that they get them to plug directly into their power supply. That's where they make the mistake. Extension cables plug into your existing cables. Do not plug them in directly to the power supply. Plug it into plug them into the actual cables. If you plug in extensions, plug them into the actual cables. They're wired for the actual cables. So, but yeah, I mean, and truthfully, those extension cables, guys, I'm gonna give you a little bit more help on that. Anytime you have a break in the wire, you're causing friction in between the cables. You're causing a hot spot. How you know that you're causing a hot spot? And how do I know it's a hot spot? You see this? This tells me if there's a hot spot on a cable. This right here tells me if I got a hot spot on a cable. If I'm bridging two cables together like this, I check it just like that. Oh, trying to get it. See? That's how I know if there's a hot spot on a cable. I check it right here. I run it right here. It's laser lit, tells me where I'm pointing, and I know it's accurate. So, it is what it is. This tells me if my GPU's hot. This tells me if my motherboard's hot. Tells me if my RAM's hot. My RAM is 32 Celsius. Which I know that's not right. That can't be right. Yeah, it is right. Yep. Ambient temperature. This is ambient temperature in my case. That's how much heat's in my case. 30.5 degrees. So, that's how well my system runs. Just take my word for it. I use cables with the only connectors on the end, even pigtail cables. I usually use the ones that come with the PSUs. The ones that come with the power supplies, those are the cables I use. I usually, when I order a power supply, I order one with all black cables. Looks good to me. You don't see the cables, and I'm happy. So, I don't need white cables. I don't need RGB cables. I don't need any of that. Just simple and clean. That's all I need for a PC. Simple and clean. Nothing else. I can't ask for more than that. So. Alright, guys. This has been fun. This is my second live stream today, but I am going to call it quits. Let me see. Nice and cool. But I am going to call it quits right here. I appreciate everybody coming around, hanging on live stream with me tonight. I wanted to try something different. I just decided I just want a game. And for a little bit on the stream, so you guys can see I am a gamer too. You know, somebody gets the question and says, you know, is he a gamer? I don't see him playing games. Is he a gamer? Well, I have a gaming channel. Beyond this one, I have 3 channels. I'm going to be working on the other 2. I keep saying it, but I'm going to do it sooner or later. Work on the other 2 channel. One, I'm just doing all gaming on that channel. This channel, I'm doing PC building. And the other channel, I'm still up in the air. I still don't know what I want to do with it. But I'm going to do something. So, sure, John, you have a great night. God bless you as well. And Machine, you're welcome as well. And everybody here, it's been great having you guys on here tonight. But don't forget, I'm going to say it again, don't forget on Saturday, 12 p.m., noontime. Noontime, Pacific Standard Time, noontime. We're going to be doing a live stream like we've been doing for many of over a year or so. We're going to do it every Saturday. Make sure you show up. Make sure you tell your friends to show up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button on the live streams or any of the videos. The more you guys put out there and tell YouTube we recognize this channel here, it would be awesome. So, you want to help me out? Help me out that way. Help me get subscribers. Help me get likes. So, but anyway, guys, I am in California. Machine can say his own state, but I know what state he's in. So, Machine can say his own state. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord, I will send you a link on the Discord. Yep. I'll set you one up. And I'm doing it right now. And we're going to generate the link. You got the link. Okay. So, Discord. There you go. There's a link to the Discord. I put it out there for you. So, cool. Well, welcome from Washington. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. I'll be on Discord. You can catch me there like you always do, every day, 7 days a week. We know. But until then, next time. Oh, and don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. And don't forget about the notification bell. But until then, next time and the next video, you know who it is, and we will see you on the next one.